The whole purpose of paid ads that I think business owners get backwards. The only thing that matters is how much money are you putting in every month and how much money are you getting out every month. I want to put in $1 and make $3. I want to put in $100,000 in and make $100,000 out. My name's Josh. I manage over $6 million in ad spend. I work with larger sales organizations to help them dial in their lead generation. I've been doing this for over 10 years. On this channel, we talk about AI hot takes, marketing hot takes, and basically what's complete bullshit and what's not, and what you need to focus on as a business owner or somebody running a large sales team or somebody that's a part of a large sales team to help optimize all of your marketing and to focus on what's important. I'm of the firm belief that marketing has one main purpose, and that's to drive leads. And I think in 2026, everything's gotten convoluted. So follow this channel, subscribe. I have a free Skool community where you can ask me questions directly, and let's get to the video. Here's why I think most, especially larger companies, waste their marketing budget every month is because they're spending it on the wrong things. The only purpose of marketing, or the main purpose, like 90% of marketing, from what I've seen, needs to be lead generation. The only purpose why you'd go put up flyers or, like back in the day, or, put something out in the newspapers to get more leads. That's the only purpose of marketing. And I think in 2026, it's gotten so convoluted. I need a website. I need to be, posting on organic social. Yes, absolutely. Those things are important. But by far, the best way to get leads is a predictable system using paid ads. You need it. You need to have it, especially if you have 20, 30, 40 or more salespeople. Stop outsourcing that. Think about the cost of what you're paying because you haven't figured out how to do that internally. So, a lot of the clients that I work with, they have a very strong, referral base from affiliates. Maybe they're buying per lead from, these third-party guys. But the problem with paying per lead is you don't know what they're actually getting the lead cost for. They could be getting a lead for $20 and selling it to you for $100, which happens every day. I'm not a huge fan of that model. But ultimately, you have to figure out how to do lead generation in-house using paid ads. That is absolutely essential. If you have that, stop hiring more, copywriters or, social media posters or content managers. The only thing that matters is to get more leads and have a predictable system in-house. You will save so much more money. There's only 3 core elements of business. You have your sales, you have your marketing, and you have your fulfillment. Sales and fulfillment, you don't outsource because that's the core of your business. You have a sales team that knows how to sell. And obviously the fulfillment, whatever that may be, is all done in-house. But why do so many companies outsource their marketing? I think the reason is because it's hard to find people that actually know how to generate leads. Because knowing how to generate leads is a bunch of skills tied into one. You need to know how to do copywriting. You need to know how to build landing pages. You need to know how to run paid ads. You need to know what platforms to run paid ads on. I get a lot of questions of like, hey, should we test Reddit ads? Hey, should we do TikTok ads? Hey, should we try, Twitter or X ads? The short answer is no. Is it worth testing from time to time, new platforms that pop up? Yes, but 99%, I need to get the actual statistic, but what I can tell you is that you need to have Google and Meta figured out. Stop worrying about TikTok. I mean, if you're an e-com brand, like TikTok totally has its place. But if you're B2B or in the financial space, I've tested hundreds of thousands of dollars on TikTok. It doesn't work. The conversion rate just isn't there. My guess, what my gut tells me is that TikTok still has, yes, there's business owners on there, but it still has so many, non-business owners on there. The algorithm has to sift through a bunch more people rather than Facebook and Instagram where the business owners still are. Just for context, I manage about $6 million a month, or a year, sorry, on Facebook, on Google, on Instagram, has been on TikTok. We're not running any TikTok right now. For clients, Google and Facebook are the only 2 that you need to be focused on. So if you're a business owner, go find somebody that is good at lead generation, even if they're outsourced. Okay? Even if they're outsourced, go try to find somebody that's good at lead generation that knows Facebook ads or knows Google ads. One of the 2. They're like playing different instruments. It's like being a drummer is Facebook and being a guitarist is Google. They're completely different platforms. A lot of business owners don't understand that. Focus on one of them and make it work. That's the most important thing I could tell you. Once you have that, tweak it and refine it until ultimately it's printing money. The whole purpose of paid ads that I think business owners get backwards is, and a lot of these guys on the internet are talking about, LTV to CAC, and which is essential. Yes, absolutely. The only thing that matters is how much money are you putting in every month and how much money are you getting out every month. I want to put in $1 and make $3. I want to put in $100,000 in and make $100,000 out. That's the only thing you need to be focused on. But it takes time, especially if you're in, if you have 20, 30, 40, 50 salespeople. For instance, I work primarily in the business loan or business debt relief space. It takes time to build a pipeline, generally like 1 to 3 months. If you're breaking even the first 2 months, that's a great sign. Then you get some bigger pops, some bigger sales to go, and all of a sudden your campaigns are very profitable. So give it time. I would say 1 to 3 months to build a pipeline. And as long as you have your drips, and your sales team's following up, and maybe you implement AI to follow up with the leads that come in, all that stuff's essential, but give it time. But you need to have that sort of system figured out. So go find somebody or train somebody internally to learn how to do this. But the problem is it's very challenging because you need to know a bunch of different skills, and it takes a very, very long time to get good at. That being said, there's plenty of Skool communities. There's plenty of groups out there, that can teach you and help you, learn this sort of stuff. That being said, stop wasting your marketing budget on people that aren't bringing you leads. I work with enough of these larger sales organizations, and they don't know how to do lead generation in-house. You can train somebody or you can find somebody. A lot of the times though, the people that actually know how to do it are outsourced. More often than not, they're very entrepreneurial. Well, then go find one of those guys and figure out how to get him under your wing and bring him or her closer into your business. But you have to compensate them accordingly. That's something that's very, very important. Only pay them on a performance basis, but give them uncapped commissions so they can make a lot more money. If you're making more money, they should make more money. So anyways, that's the hot take for today. Stop wasting your marketing budget on, just more social media people. Like, yes, is content important, but leads are what's most important. And I think cracking the content code is very, very, very hard for businesses, and it takes a lot of time and a lot of resources. So focus on paid ads. Focus on a way to scale your paid ads. I have a Skool community below where you can ask questions. I'll help you out with your business, really whatever you need. It's completely free. So if you want to reach out to me directly, definitely join there. But yeah,